I've been playing around with different Clorinde teams looking for something that hasn't really been talked about, and I think I've come across a team I'm going to like a lot. We're here with Clorinde and Masanori. This is Clorinde Chaos. Now, you may have heard of Chaos teams in the past, namely with Senno. It's basically a team where you have essentially as many colors as possible and as many numbers as possible, as well as many special effects as possible. So on top of that, at least with this team that I'm playing, I also get to make use of some very useful defensive utilities such as Dehya's interrupt resistance and also damage reduction field and medic motor. So we're gonna love that. So the team kind of ends up looking like this. So keep in mind, this is a team that I've actually been able to clear Spiral Abyss with. So does that mean it's really, really good? You decide. But because I can clear Spiral Abyss with it, I'm pretty happy with this team myself. We can use Clorinde's ult if we want. We don't have to. And then usually I just do this. And then we kind of just go on from there. So like I mentioned, this team can clear Spiral Abyss, and for some floors, for example, Triple Kenki, I'm actually finding this team is quite capable of clearing Spiral Abyss, that particular floor, about as quickly as my Arlecchino and Neuvillette teams. And my Arlecchino and Neuvillette teams are pretty good. So I would probably say that this is pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's kind of difficult to gauge whether or not the numbers that you're seeing on the screen are high enough, quote unquote, for various DPS thresholds that I guess sort of pseudo exist in the game. But keep in mind we have so many numbers that I kind of just base it off how fast I can kill things. And yeah, when the triple Kenkis are rather grouped up, this team definitely kills them pretty nicely, so can't really complain about that. I guess in the end, I may also be doing some really nice aggravates, which would be super duper good for me personally because I have Siege and Nahida, so that could be really nice. And on top of that, we have a lot of potentially really good spread damage as well, so yeah, that's fantastic. There's actually a few funny things in this team that I do want to just briefly cover with regards to playing Medic Mona. Because here's the thing when it comes to me playing Medic Mona. First off, I have C4 Mona. And C4 Mona basically means that when you hit something, you do 15% more crit rate. So you get to crit 15% more. Thing is, my Clorinde build has about 74.8% crit rate because I'm using Harange Bakufutsu. And I'm not going to swap Harange Bakufutsu out anytime soon. And if I do my 2 full Bond of Life lunges, then I end up with a crit rate of 94.8%. So when you add 15% onto that, I'm over-critting like crazy. That basically means that the C4 part of C4 Mona, I'm actually largely wasting on Clorinde. I do have Nahida and Dehya though, and they are built for damage for the most part. So they're also making use of the C4 Mona as well, so there is that at the very least. Now, furthermore, because I'm running Medic Mona, I'm running Maiden's Medic Mona, which means, well, first off, when I use her skill or burst, everyone gets a 20% increased incoming heal, on top of the 15% healing that Mona will do. But the main thing to keep an eye on is the 20%, did I say 20%? The 20% incoming healing bonus whenever Mona uses her skill or ult. Whenever Mona uses her skill or ult. Meaning that if Mona's ult for whatever reason isn't ready yet because I somehow don't have enough energy for her, then I can actually just drop her skill and then swap back to Clorinde and then just let Clorinde heal herself because it's 20% incoming healing bonus, which by the way is the same as 200 stacks of Farina, which a lot of people have been sort of hyping up the idea of playing Clorinde and Farina, and I will talk about Clorinde and Farina later on. But suffice to say, yeah, the healing received part of playing Clorinde and Farina is actually really, really good. And so when you have the exact same effect by playing Maiden's Medic Mona and just using her skill, it's actually really, really good. I'm able to I've actually seen my Mona just heal herself from nearly dead to like quite a lot more than nearly dead. So yeah, definitely worth something checking out. Otherwise, I could just use Mona's ult to heal, but at that point, I'd probably end up just healing everyone else more than healing Clorinde. It will end up being some additional bond of life for Clorinde, which can be nice as well. But whatever, I don't really care about that in the long run. So long as I do my 2 full lunges to get that crit rate, I kind of don't really give a crap about the lunge damage. I'm more into the gun damage anyway. And so with Clorinde, I'm still using TF and Harange Bakufutsu. This generally means that I can fit 2 uses of her skill before I need, quote-unquote, to use Nahida's ult. So usually after going through Clorinde's shenanigans, I would probably swap over to Dehya again to refresh the field. This will be a lot better, like I always say, if I had C2 Dehya, but I don't. And then I can actually go back to Nahida and sort out herself as well. I did swap out a couple of my artifacts on my Clorinde build for quote-unquote slightly worse artifacts from like a very general point of view, but they're actually better because they have a lot more attack than the ones that I had for Clorinde. I was already dangerously close to over capping the crit rate to begin with. And then of course my Nahida's on C2. She's got her top 1% usual Deepwood build, and then Dehya is on a Vodakasha's build, and it's actually not too bad. It's a pretty solid Vodakasha build, so yeah, can't really complain about that. So yeah, if you're looking for another different Clorinde team that isn't something that you've probably seen in 5 billion other videos at this point, I offer you this one. Give it a go, see how you go. Maybe there's something you can improve on your version. Maybe there's a different character you prefer to use. These are just the characters that I gravitate towards. Mona, Dehya, etc, etc, etc. Sigvin is incoming. Maybe you can fit her in instead of Mona. Although Clorinde doesn't really use her skill to do damage. She uses normal attack damage, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense at the present moment. I'm not seeing it myself anyway. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. So if you like this video, hit that like button. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. How do you feel about some kind of chaos team like this, where it's not clear if there's like a single damage number that's like particularly high, but there's a lot of different damage numbers of all different kinds, so we're kind of just covering every single base possible, and we're clearing things fast, so that kind of happens. But yeah, otherwise, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory. Shoot on sight. Look alive! Hot! With these rising flames. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. My blade is all that remains. Let's get it on! Delve into destiny. Ready. Buckle up! Let's play Pyro. Decided by destiny. Let me scribe. Into the shadows. Sometimes only the beginning. Shoot on sight.